Hello everyone. My stream deck didn't want to work then. I was pressing buttons to change the scene and nothing was happening. So anyhow, good morning, welcome along. Hope everyone is all good. Just been watching the Formula 1 actually. It was nice to be able to get up a little bit earlier and catch some of that today. So normally miss them, but being a late race in wherever it is, Saudi Arabia, it's good to be able to tune in and get it. But hello, nice to have you all here. Welcome back to No Creek Farms. We've got harvesting still to go. A lot of soybeans to do, and then we'll get into our corn over there and get done. We'll get started, hopefully get finished on testing all our RowCrop stuff, which would be nice. So that is the plan. We're just going to jump in the combine and get straight into it. Nice to see Chinook here, mate. Off to Wellington this morning. Nice one. What are you doing in Wellington? Going for a weekend away or something? It's a bit late for a weekend, isn't it? Right, swim around this way. So I've got a course plate course set up from last time, which we're going to carry on using at some stage, but first things first, I'm just going to jump up in here. We'll actually turn some lights on. It's November, the sun's up, but it still feels a bit dark in game. Hey Brooke, good morning, how are you? Tuning in all the way down there in Southland or Otago? Otago. Nice to have you here as well. Yeah, Crofter, how you doing, mate? Long time no see. Hope you're good. Craig, good morning, man. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, I'm just going to chop this piece out. Courseplay wants to do this sort of a crossways in short little passes, so it'll be a whole lot quicker for me to do it first, and we should be able to do it without getting a full hopper anyhow. So we'll get that done. Although we should have emptied out before we came over here, shouldn't we? Would be a good thing to do. G'day Paul, you're up nice and early this morning, my friend. Welcome along. Are you going down to the Life Flight Open Day? Nice one. Just a day trip down to that then, is it? Did you take advantage of booking some cheap staff flights before you left Air New Zealand? November 18th, your birthday. Nice. Hey Matthias, how you doing? Oh goodness, what's going on here? Oh, that's right, I've got the header height mod installed. Where's that adjustment? No, not that one. Oh, I adjust it. Let's see. There we go, that's a bit better. So I've got that installed, so when we're harvesting the corn, we can harvest over top of the soybeans. That's the idea anyhow. At least for a little bit more added realism. See how we go. Left on Friday's a bit easier. Yeah, how'd your last day go, mate? All good? I'm gonna enjoy a week and a half off. Just woke up, Paul. Solid. Yeah, not too bad, thank you, Crofter. I've found it really hard to find some time to actually record any content lately. Haven't quite been able to do what I wanted to do, which is a little bit annoying, a little bit frustrating, but is what it is. Now I am cheating. We're not harvesting in the direction of the rows, so a little bit cheaty there, but we'll just turn a blind eye to that this time. Although I have noticed often. Watching some of the US farmers, they actually do cut soybeans on a bit of an angle, so perhaps we're not doing it too far off. Probably not at 90 degrees, but evening Greg, how you doing? Nice to have you here. Hey Daniel, how you doing? These few bits and pieces in the corner that Courseplay didn't want to harvest earlier. Funny, I'm not that fussed or worried about yield or income or anything on this gameplay. It was more about the experience, but we'll still go and tidy up that part. Get back down this way now. Weird leaving, not sure why, but a great opportunity ahead. That's what you got to look at, eh? And that's why you left, because of the opportunity, not because you were enjoying the job. So it's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I've noticed they cut sort of like, it might only be at like a 5-degree angle to the rows, but definitely something I have noticed. I'm sure there's someone wiser and more in the know than I am in chat who might be able to confirm that. I'm not telling porkies. Hey Farmer Trio, good morning mate, how you doing? Representing the Scott Free-For-All today. Got the Scott Free-For-All cap on. It has just gone 7 AM for me, Paul. Not too bad. Not too early. But yeah, I did take, because the Grand Prix was on at a relatively civilized time this morning. Kicking off here at 6 AM our time, I decided I'd get up and watch the start of that. Background noise. You can probably hear my kids if there's background noise. They're playing Minecraft at the moment. I don't know what's triggered this, but they're on a real Minecraft bend at the moment. I've been wanting to play that together, which is fine. Enjoy it. Hey Pip, how you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. Excuse your absence, how's the RowCrops working? Are you just using the Ridger? No, so this is the RowCrop Ready map, which is a completely different setup. Basically, if you look here, you see how it's harvested like that, and you've got the stubble and everything. Each row is actually planted as an individual planter, the way it's configured. The planter's basically you plant, it's a 12-row planter, so you actually plant like it's 12 planters behind your tractor, so you get those rows. It means when you get to corners, you can actually get the rows going around the corners. So you can kind of look across there on the left-hand edge. You can sort of see the way the row's going around that little bit of a bend. But where it really comes into its own is what we've done over the other side of the field, which is, you can see the corn. That corn is planted in between the soybean rows. So it was a little bit of an experiment to see whether you could do it. Basically, I offset the GPS rows that I was using with the planter by the equivalent of half a row, half a width, and we were able to plant both at the same time, which is pretty cool. It's a cool little test. Basically, I've done it once already in one other field, but basically what you can do is get exactly the same yield of soybeans and corn that you'd get without each other in there, so you're basically doubling the potential yield on the crop. You do have to harvest it twice. And I do have crop destruction turned on, so when you run through and harvest the corn first, you do destroy some rows of soybeans, which reminds me I need to change the tyres on this combine. I was going to take them off, take the doubles off the front, wheels off the front, and see if having some single tyres on the front reduced the amount of damage we did. That was something else we were going to test. Kids still causing havoc. No, they're alright. I mean, kids will be kids, won't they, Chinook? They'll always cause havoc. But, no, they're good. Yeah, not too bad, thank you, Pip. Too bad. Making plans for what we're going to do, because I think if we can get this harvest all finished, we might look at starting up something new next Sunday. Or we might do one more week on this, because we've got our next round of logging league in 2 weeks' time. Which is going to be exciting because we're taking it to a new map. Can't tell you which one it is yet, but the teams have had the opportunity to select their preferred map out of a couple of options. And it looks like we've got a clear winner on which one that's going to be. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that. I'm quite excited about that. But that's going to be in 2 weeks, so maybe we'll spend a week on here next week. Or, depending, we'll see how we go. We get all our field harvested, so just looking at the fields, we've got... that screen will be clearest. So we've got all of the rest of this field, all of that field, and all of this field to do. So we'll see how we go. Of course, I did miss a piece. We'll see how we go today, how much we get done. Courseplay was telling me it was going to take 2 hours just to do the soybeans in this field, so we might not get through it all. See you later, everyone. I need to go do some sheep work in the yards. It gets really hot in the Ida Valley. Are you in the Ida Valley, Brooke? Beautiful part of the world down there. But yeah, I can imagine it will get hot. It does get hot down there. We did some, I designed a house many years ago down in Lowburn Valley. I don't think it's too far away, is it? Matthias, have you used the new farm stick and or the Hori set, or do you prefer the controller? I have used all three. I've got both the Hori and the farm stick. And I had the farm stick set up with the Thrustmaster T248 wheel. And then I've got the Hori as well. I have found, in my honest opinion, I've found the Hori the easiest to set up and just get going with. But I do find myself defaulting back to the controller all the time, just because, I don't know why, I'm comfortable with it, and it doesn't take up a huge amount of, well, the controller doesn't take up any space on my desk, whereas the steering wheels and that take up a lot of space, and I'm forever moving them in and out. What I've been looking at getting is like a wheel stand that I could have the steering wheel on, permanently plugged in, and I just have to move the wheel stand in and out when I want to use it. And if that was the case, I'd probably still use the Hori setup. However, in saying that, I have thought about trying to see if I can set the Hori setup with the farm stick as a second joystick, so we might explore doing that at some stage. Yeah, but for now, they're both good. Definitely both good. Gonna discount the farm stick. The farm stick's very cool from its build quality is really good. And if you already had a steering wheel, I'd definitely get the farm stick. So that was sort of my summary between the two. Is if you've got a steering wheel, get the farm stick, because you don't need the wheel setup that the Hori does, because I don't think the wheel for the Hori actually brings anything different that you can't do on the farm on any other steering wheel, apart from the indicator stalk, and that's sort of a novelty to me, and the horn. But certainly the side panel is pretty good. Realistic Farmer, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend, and Pleasant View Farms is there. Howdy, sir. Nice to see you. You're here to behave, Yos. Awesome. I like it when you behave. Pretty close. Hey Tate, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. I did see your messages on the Oaks, so thank you very much for all of that. You're a lifesaver, because I just don't get the time to get in there and spend hours on that server, unfortunately. It was nice actually over Christmas when I was away for 10 days and sort of wasn't actually recording anything, just to log in and just farm on it without any pressure of trying to record a video or do any content on it. Nice. Nice just to play the game sometimes. Still trying to figure out what the two orange things on top of the farm stick do. Two toggle switches. I can't remember if I had those set up for doing anything or not yet. Have you found the you know, they have a, if you go to their website, they have a graphic showing what the keybinds all are. And I'm pretty sure now, thinking about it, those ones weren't bound to anything. Right. That's a good example there, Crofter. You can see how the rows are really curved right on the end there. That's one of the benefits of RowCrop. The downside is it, depending how big your planter is, it can be quite a hit in performance. So just bear that in mind. You're about 45 minutes away from Loben. Close. Similar landscape in that, isn't it? Going well here to make sure you stay realistic. We'll ignore the fact then that I'm chopping beans at 90 degrees to the rows. I do my best though, do my best. Please behave. Controller's great when you just want to be lazy on the couch. Well, the eSwap Pro controller is awesome too, just from the fact that I do actually have a steering wheel that I can use with my thumb. And I don't really miss having the second analog stick on the controller. So I think it's a pretty good trade-off. Alright. There we go. That is a lot quicker, us doing that, than if we had got Courseplay to do it for us. Right, done. It's going to need to do this, and we'll go put this straight into the truck, and then we'll find our Courseplay course and get it set up and going. We're going to finish off the beans up to the edge of the corn, then we'll have to swap over and do the corn before we go through and do the beans. What we'll do with using Courseplay, we'll actually jump into the combine, jump into the, in fact, what we might do, I'll square this field off just a little bit. We will jump into the grain cart and let Courseplay run as we're doing everything else. Mustn't forget that row, shame. I will try not to. Crofter, thank you very much, my friend. Very kind of you. 5 gifted memberships there. We've got Pleasant View Farms, Matthias, Farmson Bob, Heath, and Scott, all receiving a membership. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. So again, we'll just square this bit off. I'll make it a little bit quicker for Courseplay. Save some hassle doing the little bits, and then they can run up and down the field, which will definitely be more efficient. I'm also going to completely ignore this one row of corn here, so we'll let Courseplay just run through that and tidy it up later. It's not going to take us too long to get this part opened up. Get over towards there. Thanks again, Crofter. Much appreciated. We've been enjoying the Southern Pastures map and the multiplayer server we have on that. It was fun the other night, going through and just tackling a whole lot of fields. We've been, in 2 hours we basically mowed and baled 8-9 fields. Just so much fun. Such a nice looking map. Really feels like home. Hey Waylon, how you doing? Been too long. Never too long. Dominic, how are you? I'm good. Thank you very much for tuning in. Time to go and harvest a contract at 7 kilometers per hour. Yeah. Do you think I made the wrong decision on going for that wider header tape? Do we need to see about going back down to the, can't remember what width it was meant to be now, 25 foot instead of the 30 foot. Right, there we go, that's that done. So, someone parked the grain cart in the way. Let's see, can we squeeze around the side of the truck? No, let's not push it, we'll just put this in the grain cart. Morning John, how you doing? Good to see you. I am well, thank you, I'm well. Looking forward to getting through all of this. Right, so let's have a look now. I'm just going to have to turn these on. Just figure out where's going to be the best point to go and unload. I'll go and start this from. But I think we've just done this, but this row here should be the one we want to jump on because it came off here, went around, did all this, and goes that way. Yep, so we need to go and find that first long row that just misses the jutty out part. A technical term. Jutty out part. Your preference would be to have the hoary wheel for simplicity and the farm stick for the quality and features of that one. Right. Which row was it? This one here. Turn that on, pump that up, go nearest waypoint. Should be good to go. Here we are. Alright, bring that back up. So, yeah, we've got an hour and a half to harvest all the soybeans in here. Which is going to take all stream according to this. But, you know, I guess there's a few rows when you look at it to get across. 1, 2, 3, not going to count them all. There's a few rows to do. There you go. I know a lot of you are already in the Discord, but if you're not, jump in there. Particularly if you're a channel member now, because obviously we've got the Southern Pastures map as a members only one, which is really cool. It's fun to have that sort of map set up and running. Of course, we've still got the Shellbrook and Elma, Missouri servers for anyone to join. That doesn't need you to be a member. And the other thing is the competitive map with FSG, which we've started up again. It's just on, there was just an issue with it yesterday that's just being resolved, but once that's done it'll be back up and running again. I think it's alright, but in some of our own fields it doesn't go fast at all. I think a comparison mark has the same size header on a Class 89. Okay. I bet you it's on our fields it doesn't work very well because of the yield, maybe. Not sure. Spectrify Live, glad to catch you live, love the content. Thank you, my friend. Now, you messaged me on Instagram, didn't you? Is that you with the Tahitian County auto drive? If it was, my sincere apologies, I haven't got back to you yet. I saw your message late on Friday afternoon, I think, when I was just finishing work and completely forgot to reply to it. I was thinking about it earlier. Gosh, I've got to get back to him about that. So thank you, and yeah, if you want to send it to me, I would love to have an auto drive course for that. Well, it surprised me that no one's done one actually. I've been looking all over the place. Thought there would have been one created, but so far, nothing. Dominic, you're looking forward to some changes on the WA16X map. Yeah, how cool is that going to be? Yeah, Camille's got some awesome ideas there with that. Hopefully I connected him with Hox23, so hopefully you can use some of the assets from Southern Cross and Aussie Farms and that and just improve the map even more. See how far he goes with it. Don't think it affects the harvest time and it helps with the straw swaths. Yeah, so that'd be the trade-off, isn't it? If you went to a narrower header you might be able to go faster, but you're not covering as much width, so probably a moot point. Does the server offer pancakes? Possibly. Possibly can, yes. You've got to come and pick them up though. I mean, we can always add the pancake production mod in too. You can do it that way. Tantrum. Okay, no they don't, and I just want to see you throw a tantrum. Update pending for the pancakes. Interesting. You can add waffles. Links were not coming through, and when I tried to join the Discord to send it, the link was broken, but you joined today. Nice one. Thank you. Yeah, we'll flick it through. Definitely keen to have a play with that. So for those, we'll just let them run. We're going to have a quick look. So this was a bit of a first up test because I was using 2 different planters in this field. And so here's the whole, if you're new to the RowCrop thing, this is what we've been trying to do. Basically plant our corn in between the rows of the soybeans. But as you can see, as you move across this row, sort of almost centered, then as you get over to the other side, pretty much on top of each other. And so this was where I was using the Kinsey planter that we had and the, what was the other one? The early riser planter. So you can see this section actually doesn't have any soybeans in it. It's just got corn because the rows just, I couldn't get the offsets to work. And I think it was because the 2 different planters had slightly different offsets. Their row spacings were just a little bit different. But if we come over here, down to this a little bit. There you go. So turn that on. So you can see here, we've actually got the soybeans in between corn just a little bit better. Still not perfect, but this was using the Kinsey planter. That's probably a good example there. So the Kinsey planter that we had and using exactly the same width spacings seemed to work a whole lot better. That's probably a good example there. That's the whole idea. That's the concept behind it that we've been trying to do. So, if you are going to do it, suggestion is to try and use the same planter each time. Alright, let's go find a grain cart. Yeah, actually that truck's just about full, so we can probably see if this will fill it up. Spectrify, thank you very much for that. Becoming a channel member, very much appreciated. Right. Probably going to be enough to fill the truck up, I reckon. Close to, at least. Yeah, I hope he puts RowCrops on the WA map. It'd be interesting. I know, there we go, it's full. Yeah, it would be interesting, wouldn't it? See how it performs. Right, I'll tell you what, we're going to take this truck back up to the yard. I think the combine will keep going for long enough. The downside to that, Dominic, is the bigger planters like the early riser, like the 24 row early riser planter, is, for me on this map, was incredibly laggy. Like dropped my frame rate significantly. Whereas the smaller one, the 12 row, which is what we ended up using, and even the Kinsey planter we had, weren't anywhere near as laggy. Likewise, the JHHG, I think they've got the 1775 NT John Deere planter that they'd made RowCrop ready. Also just felt incredibly laggy. So that's the downside of doing a big field with a small planter or a big planter and having a compromise on it. But there might be ways it could be optimized. Might just be the way they've done it. Oh, I didn't know you guys synchronized your the time you joined streams, but we've got the 2 marks in here. Mark T and Mark H, how are you fellas? Just been watching the end of the F1. I actually got up an hour early this morning, Mark, so I could watch the start of the F1. First little bit of it. Any surprises there? I was intrigued to see what ended up happening with Norris in terms of, and Hamilton for that matter, whether they managed to salvage anything out of the race with not pitting under that safety car at the start. Of course, maybe no spoilers in case someone wants to watch it. I'll go and catch the highlights a little bit later, or I'll jump on our I'm sure I can watch it through the provider that we have. Watch it delayed. Yeah, you can't say then. Exactly, don't say. I forgot we'd put a second bin in there. That was for our corn, wasn't it? Right, let's go and see if everything is working around here with our augers still. Well, now, little spoiler. Not so much. It's not a spoiler. But we've started harvest on Tahitian County. And I have managed to get our truck working better so that it keeps on tipping. I've spent quite a bit of time mucking around with that, editing XML, trying to figure out how it all works from a tipping perspective, and I got it all working. Look at that, it's still going from last time. Happy days. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. So the truck is much better than it used to be. Alright, noisy kids opening and closing doors. Love this drive over too. I like the way that the when you start tipping into it, the sides fold up and everything. Very cool. A coinky dink coincidence. The twins. Eminem. They raced. They did race. Blame the doors being noisy. Blame the architect who designed the house for putting in clunky hardware. That's the main issue. Right. G'day Henson, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. You've been watching the Formula 1 too, I expect. I can't trust an architect. Especially those software architects, not even proper architects. Right, no spoilers then, Hanson. I haven't seen the end of the race and others might not have either. I did, however, get up and watch the first hour of it, so I know generally what was happening. Just intrigued to see how it all played out. You notice you're getting blurry logos on the tractors and harvester. You're on a laptop. I've heard it. Oh, what did I just clip? Oh, there is a fence post there. Few days. Big gouge down the side of my trailer. Good race if you ignore the Red Bulls. Well, that's why I was enjoying gosh, who was it? Haas, Alpine, and Williams racing at the back there. Sort of at one stage, then it was from 12th down. It was some pretty competitive racing there. Good to watch. Well, I know who would have won it, but I'm not going to worry about anything else. Right. You're getting blurry logos of the tractors and harvester. You're on a laptop. So that I've had other people complain about that. And there was two fixes. One was clearing your shader cache and see if that helps it. But the better one was changing from DX11 down to DX10 for your rendering, or was it from 12 down to 11? I can't remember which way it was now. But making a tweak there on those settings seemed to be the best way to fix it. You've gone off the Red Bull team, Chinook. It's basically more of the same, isn't it? All these changes, and actually nothing's happened. Ooh, I'm watching the rugby too. But there was Six Nations on. Oh, I was thinking about it actually when you were watching those cars race. You can imagine if you took the top 5 teams out, if you took out the Red Bulls, the Mercedes, McLarens, Ferrari, and even maybe the Astons. If you took them out, how competitive it'd be as a competition. It'd be really good to watch. Morning, Scooter. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Just waiting for the combine to get back down here, and then we'll be able to run along and unload. Then we've only got 3 or 4 rows before we're going to change over and put the corn header on and run through that corn. How you doing? Hey? So yes, we'll wait here for these guys to get back. What else is there? Oh, we'll cheat through a bit. There you go. You can see the rows there. So it will look funny actually when we start harvesting through this part here, because we'll get some purple where it's harvested the corn, and we'll still have some yellow for where the soybeans still are. Is this a double planted? Yeah, it is, Hanson. It certainly is. Okay. Hard to see. Soybeans Soybeans in there. Yeah, there's a good row. Not perfect, but it is what it is. I've heard of people where you can get really disorientated when you go into a cornfield, and isn't it funny then even me turning around, I thought I've done a 180, I'm going back to the tractor, and I came out of the end rows. The combine will make it back here before it's full. Should do. Have a look when you get home from Brisbane tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the couple of fixes. Definitely the shader cache is the first one people suggest. And then I'm pretty sure changing down that rendering setting. I did hear someone mentioned that even on an NVIDIA card, they changed the rendering setting, the one that got added in recently in an update for AMD cards, graphics cards. They changed the setting to use that, even on an NVIDIA, and they said it was better. So, a few things to play around with and try out. No, I haven't yet, Hanson. I said before I need to change the wheel width. We'll do that before we get into the corn, once we have the, when we change the header over. But thank you for the reminder. And we'll have to drive that too, because I suppose I could. There is a setting in course play, isn't there, to have crop destruction? Maybe not. But a vehicle specific one. Maybe it's in a more recent version of course play. Not sure. Anyhow, we'll have to drive it so that we do get that crop destruction on the soybeans. Right. Get this unloaded. G'day Kevin, how you doing? Start putting the pipe out. We'll drive along the side. Hopefully we'll judge that to perfection. Not quite. There we go. That's perfectly better. How's things with you, Kevin? You all good? Still not quite empty. Anyhow, it says we're running at 7 miles per hour, but our cruise control set to 6. Look at that one out. Okay, use some speed sync. It doesn't matter what our cruise control is set to. So what do we reckon? Is there 3 more passes there? Back to the end of the field and then a down and back. That's just about done. Does mean we're going to have to run the truck up to the yard once more, doesn't it? And I need to change all the walkers over up there too. Make sure we're running in this into the right bin. Bit annoying. Better go off your phone and keep your driving truck safe. Probably a good idea, Dominic. Very good idea. Nice to see you though, mate. Now, if I wasn't so keen to get this corn off, what I'd actually normally do to think about doing now would actually be to harvest, go into that other field, do the soybeans there, got the little field up in here to do the soybeans, but I am keen to get in and harvest those, harvest the corn and go through all that, because we've been looking at doing it for a long time, we've been talking about it, and I know that a lot of you are interested in how it all works. We'll make sure we focus on doing that. Hey Nismo, morning mate, how you doing? Alright, we will head back to the other end. Go and empty this into the truck. combine to do its thing. You're a bit sore. What have you been doing that has made you a bit sore? Your lights on in here behind the trees. Been a bit closer to the truck. What's going on there though? That's the main thing. Right, the combine should be able to finish this field off without needing us. What we might do, right along. Just working out, just flexing. Getting the guns out. Do that. Off. Just quietly flexing the guns. Goodness gracious me, it's like Grand Central Station in here with the kids going back and forth. New season, a fortnight. So we'll see. I'll have to have a think about where we stream from on Wednesday night too. Which server? Maybe it's time for another poll. Seeing where people want to see. It was quite interesting last time. What everyone wanted. Lots to do on all of them. Thumbstick orange things up for crane extension. Ah, there you go. Did you find that document? Where I had mine. No, that's that. Where I've put it. I know I had it somewhere. Task for Thumbstick user manual. There you go. Let's see. Keybind image. Surely there was just a simple image that showed what it did. Anyhow, don't need to look at that now. You did. Perfect. Shouldn't going to help with what? With this harvest? Won't be helping me today. This is me, myself, and I harvesting this. Argsy's a big boy now. You're about to go to Wellington. I can do it all on my own. I don't need any help. Alright. Well, it's probably not worth running back down there for those 3 rows of soybeans, so we will get to the end of the row here. Yeah, we'll get to the end of the row and then we'll come back. Run back down and unload and get things switched over. We've got the corn headers sitting over on the edge of the field. We're good to go. Get in and harvest some corn. I should have done a test actually. It's a bit of a shame. Should have looked at how our yields were along doing a full row of soybeans along here so we could have compared it, but Not to bother. We do know it's an improvement, so. You're in Wellington today, Nismo. There you go, you guys can hang out. Hey, Twisted, how you doing? See you, mate. Good to see you. I suppose you're living it up in the Koru Lounge or something, are you, Chinook? Free flight. Right. Oh, there's a corn. Be good. Just having breakfast in Koru, it's busy. Having hash browns, a few rubbery scrambled eggs, a bit of bacon. Or did you go for the pastries? Or have you had a couple of courses and gone for a bit of everything? Actually, it's not too bad. When was the last time I was in there? When we came back from FarmCon last year. We had breakfast in Koru. Courtesy of Mrs. Argsy, not me. A bit of everything. I like the barista coffee, so you can order on the app. And a Red Bull. It was nice of her, wasn't it? Won't be able to do it next time because I'm not travelling with her. She's not coming. So we do have a few patches like that because turning on the end of the rows, it didn't actually align very well sometimes. Right, we're going to stop that there. Good to horseplay that we had another hour or so of harvesting. Right. Mostly bacon. You're probably right, Hanson. Probably dead on there. Not a breakfast without bacon, is it? So that's the other cool thing with row crops. You can see there is your end rows. You can have your curvy end rows, and then you get the up and down rows sort of start and stop within the rows. It's quite cool. Bacon's the best condiment. One way to put it. Alright, so let's get this all emptied out first. Let's go straight into the truck because we can this time. And then we'll swap the head over and then we'll go and start the corn. Of course, it wouldn't be quite this simple a task in the field. You'd have to change a whole lot of settings on the combine, but if we could do that, we'll actually be able to put corn in the back hopper, won't we? That one's not full. Children, they just talk. Alright, so just dump this down here. Then grab the corn header up here. And what I should also be able to do here is load up the GPS courses we use for planting. Run down those, and that should match our rows as well. But before we go any further, have I got... Yes, I do. Good. Right, let's customize this. That's our current setup, I think. Our options. So that's what we've got. We've got the rear wheel assist row crops. I think we're going to have to go to the rear wheel assist 900s. Probably not much narrower, is it? The other options to go with the 30-inch tracks, but go with this one because it's cheaper. I'll customize that. Reattach the header. go get started on the corn. You want an excavator with a thumb that has detachable buckets, so you can use it as a log grab. All the buckets I've found are like grapples, and the claw is in the bucket mod. Duct tape. Can't say I have scooter. I've seen anything like that. Right, I was going to on GPS see if we can find the course we used for this. We are in F21, I think. Should just be that one there. Let's just turn on our lines. That looks about right. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is unfolding. It's slow. Like me. There we go. You can see that's lining up perfectly with that row. The claw thumb, and so it's all in the bucket, is what you're saying, isn't it? Right. So if I lower that down now, I was trying to do this with the adjustable header height, but I think from what I learnt last time is that if I get it too high, it won't actually chop the corn. If that's too high, it's not chopping the corn. That's chopping it there. Alright, there we go. What? So we're not damaging crop on the outside, it's just there's no actual rows there, but so that offset, we're actually taking out half our soybeans. Not ideal. The whole idea with the header height is I could potentially raise it up. Ooh, yeah, too far. I was trying to raise it up so it looked like it was still chopping them, but just above the soybeans, but can't raise it as much as I'd hoped. It's still not enough. Anyhow, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what it looks like once we've finished. This is the biggest plot we've done this in. The other plot we did it in wasn't as big. The other downside is, look how full we are, 25%. Corn is a high yielding crop. The log grab seems to need a component joint, and I don't have that when the two pieces are in different mods. Right. So you want to be able to have the claw permanently sort of on the end of the bucket, on the end of the arm, and so you, depending on what size bucket, you can change the bucket over and have a grab. Interesting idea. Need to find a harvester that has narrow wheels. I do. I think it's just the nature of the way this works is it's like it might not actually be destroying that many rows. It's just actually just very quickly turn off crop destruction. Just for a few meters and see what the difference is. Off. It's destroying 3 rows, is it? Yeah, so I don't actually have a full width row. There's a couple of rows that didn't plant, so you can see there. It's destroying 2 on one side and 1 on the other at the moment. Right, we're going to have to... Gosh, what are we going to do here? Just trying to figure out what we'll do for our corn unloading. Because I technically can't run the grain cart down beside. Though maybe I could. The grain cart was running down the same row because it's already destroyed the soybeans. It mulches, I think, if I put the stalk stompers down, Henson. I could... So what I might do is park the grain cart down one end, the truck down the other. We're going to fill that hopper up in no time. Yeah, one at one end. I'm only going to get one way down though, Mark. Something at each end. This has only got a 20,000 litre capacity. I can't remember how big this is. We'll put the truck at the other end. I'm pretty sure if I think there's a way. There you go. If you put those down like that, Hanson, I think that will mulch. But having them up, it won't. See what happens if I put them down. Yeah, there we go. If I put those down, it'll destroy everything. We'll leave them up. Don't want that. See, this one's actually not as bad with the destruction, is it? Yeah. That hit and miss. If I remember correctly, some of these early rows actually took a lot of fine tuning to get the planter in exactly the right spot. Yeah, possibly. I think it's just where there's rows. Like, I don't think there's actually there's no soybeans in the second row in. So in this row here, there's actually no beans planted. And likewise in this row here, there's no beans planted. It was a bit hit and miss. This one didn't work out as well as the other field. But again, this could still be part where I was using different planters. I'm not sure. Still, the fact I'm getting a full yield of corn off the field and I'll at least get maybe a half yield of soybeans definitely doubles down on the amount of potential profit you can make for the effort. It's a shame those rear wheels are a little bit wide. It's actually the rears which are doing more damage than the fronts. See, that row there is actually getting past. Oh, I'll say that now, it's getting destroyed. It's a bit hit and miss. Let's put it that way. Got a boost. Cheers, Crofter. There you go. You've managed to catch and see what I'm doing here with the RowCrop stuff. Thank you very much for those gifted memberships, mate. Much appreciated. You enjoy the rest of your weekend, and hopefully it's not quite so long between seeing you in streams. But have a good one, mate. FS Miner's got one where the thumb is on the excavator. Ah. So we'll have to, what are we, 67, definitely have to bring the truck over and unload into that. There we go, just in time to say thanks for Crofter for the gift of membership, Scott. Well, actually thinking about the fact the truck's only a 40,000 litre hopper, let's just drive over and empty straight into it. Back now, 600 sheep. How many you've got in the yards, Brooke? What have you got them in the yards for? Or is it shearing time? Autumn shearing? Have to be very precise when you plant. Absolutely do, Hanson. There was definitely trying to get it offset I think the planter makes a big difference too, the way the planter's set up. Because I think they have minute differences in the width that each of the rows is at. That's why you can't use different planters over top of each other. It has to be the same planter. Can you transfer those 600 to the southern pastures? We need them. Not just separating. Right. So that's a little bit better, isn't it? We're getting a few more rows either side. Just again, we've just got this row that doesn't have anything planted in it. I remember it when we were planting and I couldn't figure out what it was doing. I tried to adjust it quite a few times. See, nothing changed with my GPS. In fact, that's an interesting one, isn't it, that it starts destroying those, because nothing's changed either with my GPS or with my planting unless I adjust my planting offset. Maybe I was playing around with my GPS offsets at this stage to try and get these, like this row here, to plant. There's nothing's changed with the combine, and then suddenly it's destroying that row. And again, that's an example of the back wider back axle doing that damage. Looks better now and it's gone. Yeah. See, and then we've got that row planted there. One of those things when you've got like a modder created mod where the game's not designed to do this, so working around the vagaries of it all, I think it does a good job. Definitely adds something to it. I like it. Hello Benji, good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you as well. Bumpy through the middle, yeah, it's a bit of an old string bed or something that goes right through the middle of the field. It's obvious because you'll see all of these bits that don't get harvested. Those lines. So we've got soybeans, we've got seed bed. We've got seed bed in there, we've got soybeans, and we've got corn. Technically, I wouldn't have thought there should be seed bed. That should have been occupied by the second crop in there. But yeah, double cropping, Scott. This is the last of our test plots to see how it all works. A modder created mod, I know. I was trying to figure out how best to describe it. It's not even really a mod either, is it? It's a map integration. I don't know. It's early. It's early. The brain's still figuring out how to function. Let's see, right side looks good. That looks like how it's meant to. We'll just drive along on this angle. Once again, it's funny how it's always the same row, isn't it? I wonder if the planter, I wonder if I planted in different directions. I reckon that might be it. I wonder if I planted the soybeans going one way, like the direction we're going in the corner, I planted in the opposite direction, and there was something with the way the row units were set up in the mod, which was just a slight offset difference. So let's say row number 2 on the left hand side was at a different spacing to row number 2 on the right hand side. Could be it. Who knows? But you get down like this and, you know, how do you tell the difference? Looks just fine. The next thing I'm going to find is we'll get the truck full. We might carry on harvesting until we've got the grain cart full and the combine full. And then we'll probably find we'll go and empty the truck, come back, fill it up again. We'll have to do 2 trips before it's empty. Hey Jake, how you doing? Good to see you. We need to tell you found the New Zealand fertilizer mod. It's very cool. Nice one, Brock. Yep. My first ever mod on Mod Hub. Bringing a little bit of New Zealand to farm some. The kids live streaming, they talk more than I do. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you. A few more things in the works too. A bullshed pack. Just need to figure out how to do snow mask or snow effect on the roof. And then we're done. Right. No, not meant to be playing Fortnite while they're out here. Isn't it interesting? So, going the other way down that row, I got 85% corn. This way I've actually only got 72% bull. Technically they're the same length rows, so I wonder where that difference has come from. Again, I wonder if it's a row issue with the way it was planting. I don't know. There we go. That's an interesting thing, getting different yields in different directions. Job done. It's funny looking in there and seeing 2 different crops in the back of the silo, back of the trailer silo. Do I have something planned for this time slot after No Creek Farms? Not yet, Tate. Not yet. I've got a few ideas, but haven't finalised anything yet. Right, excuse me for 1 second. Right, back. And I just unplugged the PlayStation. That did just as good a job. Can't play it if it's not plugged in, can they? Might think I'm a mean dad. We were told that they're not meant to play Fortnite while I'm doing a stream. I only ask for 2 hours. Anyhow. Yeah, no, I'm thinking I've got a couple of things in mind, Tate, so we'll see what happens. Figure out what to do. G'day, Buck Hunter, how you doing? Good to see you. Scared me away, Tate. I would never hit them, Hanson. Belt ripping through the belt loops. Oh, it's just frustrating. Last week they were told. It's funny though, they've happily sat there for an hour playing Minecraft and they're quiet as a mouse. And the second they get into something else, Fortnite, it's like all hell's broken loose and you scream at the top of their lungs at the friend they're playing with what they need to do. Smash that like as though it was a spider. Only if you don't like spiders. Am I using Proceed on the map? I am not, Hanson. I've not used Proceed. Proceed would be fun though, where you can turn off sort of rows as you get to the end of the rows and sort of try and turn off sections. I don't know how Proceed would work with the RowCrops though, because effectively each row is a planter. Interesting. You can turn off the lines that you're going to drive in. Well, that's true too. You could turn off, yeah, that's actually a good point. Don't plant beans in the rows that you're going to destroy. Exactly, don't spend seed on it. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because you fertilise for the... Like soybeans are good because they don't use nitrogen, so you fertilise for the corn. That row was only 75% too, so it must have been something weird with that row 2 ago. We got 82, I'm sure it was 82 or 83% full. You just say I play Farm Sim, Brooke. 22, 19, 17, 18, 15, 16 and 14. You haven't played 23 then on mobile. You've played some of the other mobile versions. Excuse me. And actually I've always talked about the fact that 19 was my first Farm Sim, but actually 18 on mobile was the very first one I actually ever played. But that was so far different between the two. Really could not compare them. Ooh, lower the header, Argsy, lower the header. Your first was 16. Nice. Excuse me. Don't be mad, but you're replanting the potatoes on Shellbrook. Chinook's going to have lots of time over the next week, Hanson, to help you out with those. He's looking forward to it. More taters. It's actually worked out quite well on the oaks, hasn't it, Tate? That Dave's potatoes aren't ready yet, so a bit of downtime for you to jump over and help me out. While he doesn't have anything. I was just about to say we had the perfect little section there, but then I realised the middle row wasn't planted. Your first FS was 13 or 14. Delish. You like a good potato, do you, Brooke? Can't go past a good tater. He was fast to get the bales home. I heard the front loader was not required, thank you. Very nice of you to let him use that. Hey, Merchant of Karma, how you doing? Nice to see you. No Farm Creek. There is a Farm Creek, I just drove through it. Just drove through it. Peas and gravy everywhere, how's it going? Hey, Farmson Bob. Doing good, mate. Doing good. Steak and potatoes with steak and veg, nice. Spent time carding for Hanson. Good one, Tate. Thank you, mate. Good DLA. That's an interesting observation. There's no animation on this right-hand side of this header. I wonder why that is. Definitely taking the corn, but yeah. I don't know whether that's a function of the row crops or what exactly is doing that. Great game for the neutral. I didn't quite catch the final score, but it looked like it was a pretty close one. Might have to try and catch up on some highlights. Gonna be full, are we? And not quite enough to get to the other end of the field. Rats. Right, we might just chop out this little bit of corn here. The reason for that is I wanted to get everything as full as I can before we run the trucks back to the yard. And then we can just focus on doing that for a couple of passes, a couple of runs, sorry. So Courseplay harvested the soybeans out of this. It's a little bit of a flawed test, but whatever reason we couldn't get this. This one didn't work very well. You can see actually you can always see with the way the lines moved as I was trying different offsets with the GPS. Oh, it's not straight on one side. I was trying to figure out how I could get it to work, but again, like I said before, this was the different planter. Oh, is that right, Bob? Wow. Better hit almost sporting time. See ya. No GPS on flight. Yeah, not allowed to watch streaming, eh? Not allowed to stream stuff on flight. Have a safe flight, mate. Enjoy your time in Wellington. Must be the header issue because I'm not getting an animation. Well, I briefly got it then. There is. Who knows? Who knows? What do you mean by how Bob is called in the US? Right, not quite following what you're getting at. Alright, let's leave that sitting there in the truck. Empty the beans. Move the augers. Empty the corn. Good morning, Massey. How are you? Good to see you. Love to see a test of double seed with proceed on. Yeah, I'm I'm still be interesting to see how ProSeed works with the RowCrop seeder, whether it actually works or not, what it detects. Because if the way I understand how RowCrop's integrated, it's basically each row unit is a seeder on its own, and they work together. But whether ProSeed seeds it that way or just sees it as one planter, I'm not sure. It's a test in itself, yeah it is. Certainly is. Alright. Do like this truck. Northwest Mods and Edits Peterbilt. Perfect on a farm like this. I'll tell you what, we've certainly harvested a few fields, haven't we? Good. Surprising how long they all take. Superman mod, it's farm sim physics. Beans DMD out first. We've got the front hopper selected, which we have now. A little bit past the point of no return. It's fun actually, wouldn't it, to get like a cone and put a cone down next to your front wheel, so you knew exactly where to park for both the hoppers. Now we need to go and change bins. So we might just park this just a little bit out of the way. Just sit there for now. Let's go and grab the tractor. Look. Ensign. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much for those 5 gifted memberships. Awesome sauce. Massey, Bob Simmons, Blogstar, Brett Wells, and Enzo Cat all picking up a membership there. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Right, get that unfolded first. And then we'll have to put this down. We'll just put that down there. We'll go grab the big auger. Bring that over. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Very generous. All for the grinder. Yeah, Hanson's trying to recruit people to come and help out on the multiplayer servers. So, prerequisite of getting a gifted membership from Hanson is you have to come and help out. Why do I hop into this? Come on. Here we go. Alright, swing that out of the way. It'd be nice to be able to press X and it just folds, but not to be. Yep. Alright. We've got the putting it down because we're only going around the corner. Ooh, don't turn too tight. Actually, we might come all the way out here in the grass and we'll do a 180. Nice big loop around. You hate them drive over augers. You're already on FSG's team. Well, it doesn't need to be for the team server. Massey, you can come in and do some kiwi farming if you like. Get in on the Southern Pastures map, or join one of the streams when we're on one of the other maps, Shellbrook, Alma, Missouri, any of those. Right, how's that looking? Not bad. Might have to tweak it a little bit. But let's unhook that. Hate them drive over hookers. When they work, they're really good. I just get frustrated with trying to get them to work half the time. But I think it's just a combination of what you work with. And that round to about there. Check we're all lined up at this end still. Pretty good. Just fine adjustments. Then we'll go and get the drive over. It hasn't taken too long actually. Already hooked up to it. You should remember there's a degree of adjustment once you've got this drive over kind of position, but tell you what, I am going to take that, unfold it, oops, disconnect it, then park this out of the way. So yeah, that's looking good. We should, I reckon, that's pretty much sorted. Don't think we need to do too much else. Let's see, go grab the truck, drive over it and see what happens. They keep moving. Some of them do, Scott, definitely. I've actually been surprised that these ones worked straight off the bat without me having to adjust anything from last stream, which was positive. Nothing seemed to have moved at all. I won't normally be approaching it from this angle, so it won't always be this difficult to line up with, but right. Unloading into that, going into that, and going into that. Yes. Happy days. First time. Busy with the YouTubes. Certainly keeps you out of trouble, doesn't it? Trying to keep on top of it all. No good using auto drive. No, that's true, Hanson. That is the one downside. So the way I've got it to work with the auto drive is parking a gravity wagon next to them. Then you use the gravity wagon to unload into them. That works pretty well. Oh, don't get me wrong, Scott. I've definitely had them move on me. It's just a that's just a fluke today that those ones had stayed where they are. I think it was just a combination of the ones I was using. One's the base game, or might even should be from the AGI pack. I can't remember the yellow one. No, I'm pretty sure that one's base game one. But yeah, just got lucky. Good day to you, Bruce. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for all you do, Argsy. Lots as well as a full-time champ. Thanks, mate. Keeps me out of trouble. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna be a little bit naughty. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna drive under here. Get unloading, and then we'll drive down and unload the grain cart at the other end, because I reckon we will fill this truck up with what we've got in the field in the bins already. G'day Ben, how you doing? Oh, maybe we won't. What do we need? 34,000 litres in the bin. How many times will we get into it? Three times? Hey Michael, how you doing? There's an excellent German map, mostly translated to English, but still with some German words. What's the name of the map, Ben? It's like finding new maps. I'm looking forward to checking out the Deutschland map that Edo Mod's working on, creator of the Italy map. Be interesting to see how that all works out for them. You know what, I was going to park up and then drive, but I've got enough space in between here to probably do it this way. How you doing, Michael? You good, mate? You speak a bit of German. I studied it for 2 years at school and hardly speak any of it. Managed to bluff my way around FarmCon last year. No, we're not going to fill that up. Okay. Quite enough. Elbe Valley. That's interesting. Right, jump back in the truck. Gosh, I don't know why. I thought it's taking longer than I thought. Where am I going? I want to go down the other end, not there. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Looks like we might be doing more harvesting next week. See Mrs. Argsy in here helping, running grain cart or something, so I don't have to, or she could drive the combine. Actually, once it's just a shame that the corn, which is the most high yielding crop, is the one that I wanted to drive myself. We couldn't use any courseplay or auto drive on it. Just finished up some work and relaxing before turning up for the night. Nice one. Off to Dunstan Lake. Enjoy, Brooke. Have a nice day. Has extensive manufacturing, many new products. Ein and Bier gross. Ja, be zwei Bier bitte. 3 months old, right. Combine time. I mean, those are the keywords, isn't it? That's the keywords, Scooter. Pretty new to try it. I feel like I have heard reference to it, Ben, but I can't say I've seen anything on it. I like maps like that. Drive over 50 k's and you get a speeding ticket. Oh, I thought we were going to have another perfect one, but we don't on that one side. It's always the same side. There will be a time when we have the perfect row. I feel it. If you can find time, Hanson, for it. Yeah, that's it. You don't have time to go play single player. What was this? Right. Let's see if we can get this corn finished at least. Has 3 or 4 big farms ready for multiplayer. Well, this sounds interesting. Looking forward to field days next weekend. Central District's field days locally here. I did a little vlog video from it last year. Let's have a look at some of the equipment around. Might try and do something a little bit again this year. Just, it's always nice to do something like that as a little bit of practice. studied French, Italian, Japanese, and a lot of trucky French too. That's an acquired language, isn't it, Scott? Very undulated. Yeah. Finally figured the problem with setting your course play speed. I simply needed to activate expert settings on it, and then it showed the options to adjust the working speed. Ah! Yeah, there's quite a lot, both in course play and auto drive, hidden behind expert mode, isn't there? Tam and Ben are running Southern Pastures, they are. And doing a good job at it. The lights got a little bit better, hasn't it? We turn the lights off on the combine. Oh, they have quite an impact, don't they? There's quite a throw on those lights, that's not bad. So close to getting that perfect row. Sticking to Shellbrook versus server in the Oaks. I've been really enjoying how well used the servers have been. It's been cool. Nice to see people on them. I just wish I could afford time to be able to spend more time on them, but it's just that balancing act really of making sure I'm trying to get some content done as well as participating where I can. Not easy. Hey Bo, how you doing, mate? Good morning. You'll go on Southern Pastures when you need it. Might be worth borrowing a grain trailer for the contract. It's quite far. That's the one thing with the contracts, isn't it? Harvesting contracts, they might be lucrative, but it's not just not just some field work. You've actually got to drive, and on a Forex map it can be quite some distance. Excuse me, I'm holding a yawn. How you been, Bo? Having a good weekend? Haven't looked at the long range forecast yet for next week, but fingers crossed it's good for the field days. Yeah. Thank you, Hanson. On behalf of Argsy Farms on the Oak. Those birds out of here. Stop eating my profits. Look at those lines. Looks like some sort of meter that's trying to measure something. I don't know what. What a mess. I was popping in here to have a look at what we've got. So, interesting. So we've only got 80,000 litres of RowCrop soybeans. And saying that though, we've only had soybeans a little bit. In fact, we'll be able to see it on this. A little bit in that field and this field. So we don't that we've harvested so far. So we haven't actually harvested that many. Explains why we don't have that much. But corn, 486,000 litres. Max value there at 245,000. And the soybeans, 100,000. Big dollar difference though, isn't it? Need a scare cannon, I know, right? Long weekend in the Nackies, just having quite, was it anniversary on Monday, is it? Going to a Lego show. Whereabouts is that? Is it Altherm Lego show this weekend? I feel like that's where it is. One's close to full. Monkey Pilot, hello. How's the friendly war coming along? Who's currently winning the battle? It's on pause again at this very second, Farms and Bob. There was a issue with some silos and a production point which needed to be resolved. So, I think that's been sorted now. So hopefully the server will be back up soon. It was pretty close. I think last news I'd heard is I think Argsy Gaming might have had one more field but less cash versus Team FSG, but I'm not sure. And it's very hard to assess because the land values differ, so you could have lots of fields but you've bought all the cheap ones, or you could have not many fields and bought all the big ones. So a bit of a hard one to pick exactly where it is. Now I'm gambling that we're going to make it to the end of this row, and I'm not sure whether we will now. We had 16%, so it's whether we get to 84 on a row. We were close to the last one, but who knows. Eltham, the bustling metropolis. The global headquarters for LEGO shows for the 10th of March 2024. Well, looking at the time, I think we're only just going to get this corn all harvested. Goodness, it's taking some time. Should have had a second harvester in here, shouldn't I? Could have been doing the soybeans behind us. Is the finish in sight or still a bit to go? It's in sight in that I can see all three fields we've still got to harvest, Bob. But we've got soybeans here, there, and over there, and then we'll be done. So we're getting closer. Getting closer. But it's surprising. It's surprised me how long it's taken. But apart from using a bit of courseplay here and there, we haven't really automated too much though, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Oh, sorry, the challenge. I think it was 14 and 15 fields, and there's 25, 27, so maybe halfway. Hey, No, how you doing? Good to see you. I think about halfway. So there's a suggestion floating around that once it's over, as we swap sides and start again. We'll see. $73, I think we're going to make it to the end. Some pace taking the break, and I know, Bob, I know. I think the only way we could slow it down would be to take contracts out of the mix. Forestry came in clutch. I think there's about almost $2 million worth of logs sold. RowCrops gives better yield or just for realism? Don't do it, those terrain changes won't work on a new load. True. I was going to say, couldn't we just load the terrain file into a save? But it'd screw the tree placement, wouldn't it? Make it hard to cut trees down. RowCrops give better yield or just for realism? So overall it does get a better yield because you're harvesting two crops off one field, basically. Ben, sorry, kids making breakfast. So the corn will yield the same as if it was just a normal field of corn, and then you get the bonus of the soybeans. And with the crop destruction on, I think I figured out it was about a 20% reduction on soybeans over what you'd get if it was just soybeans, but you do get the benefit of getting two crops off the field. Just not by those. So we could do it and just say that you can cut down the trees but not farm the forestry land, or not farm that particular section of forestry land, the hilly one. That was the only one. So you just say you can cut the trees but not make it arable. Where's all the concentration? On the row crops? I don't know. Council buys those plots. Let them cut the trees down off it and then can't sell them. Could do. Or council just owns them outright and no one cuts trees down off them. Can you cut trees on contracted land? Don't know. I suppose the money would go to the person who owned them. The map must be ready for it. Yes, so if you type in !RCR Ben, on my website I've set up a page that has collated all the RowCrop ready stuff that I'm aware of. I haven't updated it for a month or so, but I'm not familiar with anything that's been released publicly that's RowCrop ready, which isn't on there. I've tried to keep up to date with it, but there might be things that aren't. But it certainly does have all the maps on there that I know of. So go and check that out. Yeah, so the map needs to be ready for it, and the planters also need to be ready for it. That's the other bit as well. And I don't know what the difference is. You'll see that we've got normal soybeans there, which is what it's interesting. So the normal soybeans in there, what's been planted, but then around the outside, we've got row crop soybeans. That's gonna be fun, isn't it? I didn't realise I'd done that. I'm not gonna be able to put those in the same bin. Bother. How did I manage to do that? Can you intercrop using courseplay? For harvesting you probably could, Bob. For planting's a little bit harder. If I was harvesting this with courseplay, I wouldn't actually get the crop destruction. Yeah, I wouldn't get the crop destruction. Although, I feel like there was an update to courseplay recently which did add crop destruction as an option. Right, take this truck back to India. So you could plant the first crop with courseplay, Bob, but I don't know how it would go with planting the second one over top of it. So for planting, the benefit is using GPS guidance steering, as you can offset the planter by half a planter width. Half a row width, sorry. So if you've got 30-inch rows, you offset it by 15 inches, effectively. It's not quite that precise, but that's how I did it. So I planted one crop with GPS, and then I changed the GPS track, offset it by 15 inches or equivalent. A long haul up to the yard. I like how this truck, when you get a full load in it, actually takes some effort to pull a trailer. You know, I'm holding my accelerator as and hard and long as I can, but you get on a little bit of an incline and it struggles and all sorts. Do like it. The long haul. The long trek. It's been 84 years and we're finally making it to the silos. All relative, isn't it? All relative. Oh, it's not fair. The kids are cooking bacon. It smells good. What do you call it before, Hanson? Condiment. Best breakfast condiment. It goes with everything. You're looking forward to the West End 64X server. Oof. Maybe after Shellbrook, Tate. Maybe after Shellbrook. I mean, that would take it to a new level, that's for sure. Is there a good auto drive course to go with it? Nah, probably since I unplugged the PlayStation, I'm not very popular. Certainly don't think I'm going to get any favours. Everything's better with bacon, even farm sim. What's better than playing farm sim? Playing farm sim with a bacon sandwich. And unload. Vegans live 4 years longer though. 4 miserable baconless these. Even worse to consider that they've spent 70 baconless years, isn't it? Would you really want to add those extra 4 years or not? G'day DK, how you doing? Right, back this out of the way. You get a free sandwich when you join the game. Oh goodness. DK times 2. Leave bacon and farm sim, no money unless you have a butcher's. Oh look, we're on the perfect row. Just there. It was the perfect section. Not quite, it's missing, I think there's a row missing in the middle. All times 3 was bent as well. The fun time is here. Is that your new nickname? Next time we're in chat, I'll say fun time's here, it's DK. Pro Farmer Fun Time, or is it Fun Time DK? You need to change your name. Fun Time DK. In fact, next time we're in a multiplayer server, I want that to be your displayed name. know what, I didn't pick up on it, but I reckon that last row was close to a perfect one too. Everything beats a Monday. Amen to that. Except for maybe Sunday night. You'll do it for me. Thank you, mate. Fun time DK. Alright. How many more passes are there? Like 3, maybe 4? I'll try and get this corn finished. Try and get the corn done, and that will be a naturally good spot to wrap it up. Three more passes? 4 more. Can't tell. Look at the end of the rows. The planter. Can't even tell from that. Should move the grain cart a bit closer. Black Tuesday. What's Black Tuesday? We are 2 likes away from 50 likes, folks. If you haven't already dropped a thumbs up, make sure you do before we wrap things up for the day. Just turn on the light. It won't be black anymore. Four more passes. Hey Tam, how you doing? Just in time to catch the end of the stream. No need to apologise. No need to apologise. Thank you, everyone. 51 likes now. Legends. All legends. Can you make that mod? The bacon sandwich mod. Like, you're talking about an actual bacon sandwich, eh? You start the game up and like a bacon sandwich pops out of your PC. Imagine that. You could coordinate with Uber Eats that when you start the game up, it automatically orders a bacon sandwich from your nearest supplier and delivers it. You're not that good. So what you're saying is you're good, but not that good. That would be the best mod ever. I don't know if anyone's seen it. There's a device, what's it called? I can't even remember what it's called now. I've seen it advertised. It's a odor dispenser which works with games. But they had, what did they have, like smell of gunpowder, grass. There's like 6 or 7 smells that this thing would emit depending on the environment you're in with the game. So, for example, if it was a farming simulator specific, you could have the smell of corn being harvested or grass being cut. Not sure I'd be too keen on manure being spread. Yeah, you got it, Bob. Yep. Imagine it, wife walks around the corner, partner walks in. Why does your gaming area always smell like shite? It's not me, honest. It's because I'm spreading slurry all the time. You'd get it as well, DK. Yeah. Plus I'm using John Deere's. Smell like perfume then, wouldn't you? Smell of perfume? Right. You blame the game and not the Guinness. But you're not even playing the game at the moment, Bob. The game's closed. Still the game. Think of the look you'll get if you ask the computer yourself. Can this computer discharge bacon? In automatic. I mean, the temperature your GPU can get up to it just about would cook a piece of bacon, wouldn't it? Smell of money. What is there? Maybe there is only one more pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there is only one more pass. Okay. Down and back and we'll be done. Oh, the Jane Deers. Walk out of the room quicker than they walked in. Crikey. Happy days. On to a winner. Let's find the name of it now. Game Scent is what it's called. Here you go, here's the description. Compatible with consoles, PC and VR, the Game Center is loaded with cartridges designed to replicate various smells you might come across while gaming. The device uses AI to determine when these scents should be released as you play. If you're locked in a firefight, bullets flying around you, a scent matching that situation will fill the room. It can also make it smell like you're sailing through a storm in a sea of thieves or traipsing through a forest in Pandora. It can emit 5 different smells designed to replicate what an explosion smells like, the aroma of a racetrack, freshly cut grass, and blood apparently. Crazy. Imagine what else there could be. Don't ever play a farting game. Hey Farming Sons, how you doing? Bacon smells better than money. Close. Imagine playing one of those those cleaning games. Power wash simulator. Today you're cleaning the vomit off a sidewalk. Be like an inkjet printer. The first batch is cheap, but the refills need you to remortgage the home. I know, right? Isn't that a crazy thing? They basically made printers consumables where it's cheaper to throw out the whole printer than it is to buy new cartridges for it. Which to me is doesn't make sense from a business point of view. Surely it would have been better to have the consumables slightly cheaper, but to encourage people to use them. Right, thought I was going to get turned around there. Alright. Well, I'll tell you what we will do. We'll finish this last pass, and that'll be us done. I'll probably tidy up things here, get these corn all down to the bins. We'll get everything swapped over, so when we get back in next week, we'll be able to finally finish off all these beans. Oh, look. We're not actually going to get all the way back down, are we? We're tight. Didn't realise that grain cart was just about full. Even better, there is a store that was by you that would give you $50 to bring in your old printer or buy a new one, so you get 50 and buy a $60 printer. Often when stores do those kind of trade-in type deals, the purchase price for the new print is nowhere near. They'll limit it, so they'll say, well, depending on the quality, if you got a $50 trade-in, you have to spend $100 on a printer, not $60. Or depending on which printer you're going to buy, varied how much trade-in you get. If you want to buy the $60 printer, you'd only get a $20 trade-in. It'd be a bigger mess if you had to clean it up, Scott. Very true, very, very true. Alright, running down the last pass. Just tabbed out. Right. Are we going to make it to the end? I don't think we are. Don't think we're going to get there. Cheaper to buy a new one than to refill. Yeah, exactly, Hanson. They became a consumable. It's such a flawed logic. Because you'd go and buy the cheapest one, you wouldn't go and buy the same brand, wouldn't you? You wouldn't go, oh, I had an HP printer, I better go and buy another one. You'd go, oh, Epson's cheaper by $10, I'll buy that. 20%. Oh, it's going to be tight. We might just about make it. Going to be close. Have we gone 90%? No, we're going to be like 20 meters short. Going to get right up to about where that road turns, I reckon. No, not even that far. We're going to get up to this little bit of soybeans there that hasn't harvested. 96, 97. So close. Oh, there we go. We're full. Right. I'll grab the truck. We'll get that emptied out and I'll tidy up the last little bit here. But there we go. That is all of the corn. Let's say done. We're pretty much done, aren't we? And then we've got, what have we got left? Soybeans in here. Such a funny thing. But if we just go through and turn everything except the ready to harvest bit off, be able to see our rows. So soybeans all through the middle there, soybeans there, and that'll be us finished harvest and finished with things here on No Creek Farms, I think. Corn sitting at just over 500,000 litres. RowCrop beans about 80,000. So there we go. Price difference between generic and branded. Yeah, that's a bit different. Poll about next stream. I'll put one up on in the community stream and community channel, Hanson, and see what we do on Wednesday night and see where we go. But anyhow, thank you everyone for tuning in today. Been a blast getting here and getting this done. I do love the RowCrop stuff, and we will certainly be trying to find opportunities to use it a little bit more in the future. Now, I have seen that Farmer Cop is live, so if you want to jump over and give him some love from the Argsy team, say hello. Please do. And otherwise, we are all done. We will be live again on Wednesday night. Like I said, we'll do a poll and see what we want to do. But for now, thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll catch you again soon. Bye.